Good evening and welcome to week 2 of the All Fork Cup here. I'm Night Dew. I've got Fantasia with me. We've got Firebird Lover on the restream and Rice Sniper on our tracking. How we doing today, Fantasia?
Doing fantastic. Really looking forward to this race. This ZZA race between Dr. Cossack and TJ. This should be a pretty spectacular race, although ZZA has been kind of the wild card of this tournament so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. It was the one, and I think the big thing here is, again, for those who are just kind of jumping in, we do have teams of three going into three separate seeds here. ZZA, near and dear to my heart, with a little bit of a twist here, in terms of we just have one sole objective here. We just need to get that legend sorted out of Mitzcoco. He will hand over a crystal, and then we go kill Z. That's all we gotta do, right?
I mean, that's a flashback to way back in my day before objectives were a thing. This was the first alternative to finding the crystal.
What you mean you didn't like those scenes where the Bagan Spot handed over the crystal to you immediately at the start and said, "Have fun."
Have fun, find your grind, go to the moon. Yoo! Yeah, those were some rough days. ZZ1, as much as us old timers like to reminisce about it, certainly led to some volatility of the seeds, we'll say. So, the introduction of objectives, the very first ones were forge the sword and also complete the giant for the crystal. So this is kind of reminiscent of, hey, go forge the sword, then you're going to get the crystal. It's a single objective, but there's a few other wrinkles thrown into this flag set just to give it a little bit of kick, isn't there?
Yeah, if we have a history lesson, we had a certain person named Penguinator here who, at the time we dared people to try out that 64 forward glitch, see what that gets you. Well, he did, and it was awesome at that point. I remember being there. I was not on comms at the time, but yeah. So a little consternation later, but no, we're in ZZA and we're bringing it back here. The 64 floor glitch is on, and with that, we are also apparently dropping the gates.
Awesome. So we're out the gate. We do have our Sid hero with a Rydia start. That's kind of an interesting start. We do know that it's going to be a spoon start right out of the gate. That is one of the objectives. So nothing like, hey, you're already halfway done. We are not that nice here in the free enterprise community because we want to see at least a little bit of pain, don't we?
Yeah, speaking of not nice, you'll notice that first key item was a spoon. Do you know who could not pick up that spoon this seed?
Is it our Spoony Bard who cannot pick up that spoon?
No, we are dangling it in front of his face, saying you have done way too much with this spoon. We're taking it away from you.
It does look like the randomized equipment. So, of course, Dr. Cossack does show us kind of, hey, what's my starting party look like at this point in time? So we have some decent equipment starting. I saw a Gaia hat on Rydia, which is one of the only plus wisdom hats out there. So I don't know. I like to see a Gaia hat. I know it's low power equipment, but I like to see it.
I mean, low power is what you make of it. Dr. Cossack immediately picking up an Ogre Axe for the Cid, which some people might actually even say is his best weapon. It's actually arty. Okay, that's opinion. But instant looting here, as I do believe we are gonna. Yeah, he's going through, and I mean, we've got team, what is this, team 820 HP?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of high HP to start. Sid starts at level 20, second highest start of anyone. So with that Ogre Axe, you can do a lot. Does look like we have ourselves a Dark Knight Cecil that's just sitting there, tantalizingly close in the Baron Inn. Uh, would be nice to pick him up once he's online.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, it's T semi-pro there, but we don't actually have a restriction on our. Oh, again, I can tell. So TJ, knowing that Cecil is in play, may not have the chops here to take some of these Evelyn enemies yet. But I mean, there could be holy swords in here.
If there's holy swords, that'd be fantastic. And a heroine robe, that is a heck of a pull. Great defense for any any lady in the entire kingdom. Uh, Love to see it that early. Keeps her alive quite a bit through, especially from having 30 HP, starting at level 1. Anything you can do to help get her to the appropriate levels, fantastic.
Part of me would have been really tempted to go into that monster in a box fight that the TJ found, because there was a grimoire right before it. I'm like, let's throw a grimoire at it. You pull a Leviathan and everything's okay, right?
Leviathan, Bahamut, Odin sometimes. Let's roll those dice. And if you miss, if you whiff, hey, you're going to be resetting anyway. Might as well.
We did only see a water hag, so first free boss of the set, already gone in Evelyn Cave, because we totally don't fade that these days. Or do we? And we are picking up a hook. Okay, sure, why not?
I'm fine with picking up a hook. That definitely gives us some direction in this sea a little bit. Probably, I mean, whenever you get the hook this early, you still check everything. But do you? I mean, the call on when to go down the hook route is always an interesting one.
Oh my, speaking of good weapons for Sid, that was an arty bow pole just there out of Evelyn there. Find some good ammo there, and well, I mean, Sid is our anchor though, but the greatest thing about Sid there is he's one of those characters that you can actually level and not really worry too hard about your agility, assuming you find his stuff there.
And we do have the community's #1 Sid fanboy in Elvin Sorrow hanging out in chat, ride or die, absolutely correcting us that he went, actually, Sid's best weapon is the fiery hammer. Okay, we know Elvin. Okay.
Okay, he could get there. Meanwhile, Dr. Cossack came into this, found an Eddie, said, I don't want any part of that, but wait a minute, that's a demist, so we actually do want a part of that.
Oh, I see a Bahamut orb and a glass hat that TJ's picking up. See, this is the advantage. A little bit of early looting can go a long way here. I think TJ is going to put himself in a very, very nice position. While Dr. Cossack certainly has already gotten a check under his belt, being able to, I mean, you can't blarg immediately, but is set up to really, really go once we get here.
I noticed he used a Bahamut orb and had another one, so there was another one we missed in there as well.
So how are we feeling, by the way, about this Edward? Are we feeling any sort of way, or are we thinking, hey, he is at best an earthbound teddy bear?
I mean, it is distinct 8. TJ, again, with possibly keeping Sid a little slower to get that whole agility thing off the ground here, might think about handing an arty bow to the bard, because that is his best weapon that isn't a spoon that he can't wield right now. And get some ammo, he could, but I mean, I'm definitely on the lookout for other options at this point, too.
Yeah, I'm not thrilled by Eddie. I mean, he has the ability to cheese certain fights late in the game if you're trying to low level stuff. Certainly if you have a ribbon, he's great against the wall. Certainly if you know the setups, you can cheese the Odin fight depending on where it's at. The problem is it's so niche, and if you can do that, you probably have other stuff you can do as well. So it's always variable whether or not he's valuable that late.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like treasure.
Do you like treasure?
Yeah, absolutely. That Earth Crystal gonna lead Dr. Cossack right now to plenty of it, and steps on the gas here. We're going to be raiding a treasury very soon here, I would believe.
The most popular game show in all of Free Enterprise. Rate that treasury. We don't have anything queued up for it. That's perfectly fine. So everyone, get your ratings ready in chat. Let's farm this engagement, help the community out. Let's get our ratings out of 10 for what we think this treasury is going to be.
Yeah, and I believe that with one of the flags here, we're going to find stuff that is usable by potentially members of our that's a ninja hat already. That's a dwarf axe. That's great. Sork robes, Leviathan summons, Zeus gauntlets. That's a pretty solid treasury.
I mean, nothing that's going to be game breaking. No holy swords, which okay. No weapons for any sort of like heavy armor wielders. So I don't know if the flag is turned on that it requires you to like if you find equipment for them, it has to be in the seed. But overall, I mean, Sork robes, Leviathan, certainly Zeus gauntlets, and the dwarf axe to back row all of our heavy swingers. That's a solid 7 to 10 myself.
Naturally, Sork robes are immediately for sale there. That crystal armor is going to be worth a lot of money as well there. The money armor makes a return there. If we find any more casters, the Sork robes is probably one of the best body pieces not named adamant armor, but we can't get those unfortunately there as TJ does pick up the hook. And we'll see if he heads off to Hobbs, because that's a very interesting... you put that off, and all of a sudden you're down a D-Mist and Earth Crystal.
It'll be interesting. The D-Mist is a big swing right now. Now, it's just a matter of if Dr. Cossack recognizes that that's the play right now. Are you going to lean into that, try to get enough levels or on Rydia so that, hey, I can blarg my way through 1 or 2 if I can find some MP to be able to loot this. And TJ says, I'm good.
Yep. So the big thing here, people asking in chat there, the Earth Hammer is probably his best melee weapon in the vanilla game. The biggest thing... Oh, TJ's going to give us a Hobbs check even there. It does give +5 strength. It is fire elemental. It is still a hammer, so it'll hit some weaknesses. That's bomb.
I don't know if I keep that. Knowing what we know, that there's Leviathan and Bahamut's that are available. Now, the problem is TJ doesn't know that necessarily, I don't think.
I'd say those were samurai arrows I think I saw in Fabul there. That is probably one of the best things you're going to get right now with that Artie bow. Artie samurai, very good.
And of course, is Sylph glitch turned on? I did not. This is the problem with having 3 different flag sets for a tournament. I get crossed which one's which.
Oh no, I'm looking at it right now. Sylph glitch is on. Life Sylph and the back row and the 64 floor glitch are our glitches of importance here today. Got your back.
Oh, I appreciate it. 64 floor glitch is unique to this flag set within the tournament. The Sylph glitch, for anyone who's uninitiated, of course, as long as Rydia has the MP to cast it and she is not in the middle slot, casting Sylph is free. Won't charge your MP at all. Just an interesting little glitch in the early part of the game. The life glitch, of course, is a little bit more complicated, but long story short, you can cast a life potion on an enemy that is dying, and as long as there's something else still alive, you will gain double experience from that thing.
So the great thing about the Sylph in this is, as we're seeing over on Dr. Cossack's side, is that Sylph is actually pretty good here. We don't know what happened in Final Fantasy V because they took a day off there.
All right, so Dr. Cossack does get through that Fabul gauntlet very, very quickly.
Oh, and there we are. That pink tail, actually, with the flags we do have on right now. We don't get adamant armor, sad day, but we do have a pink tail in the key item pool. So when you trade the key item, or you trade that pink tail in, you're not going to get tier 8 equipment here, but you are going to get a potential key item check here. So, and I've already seen it once there where we have done the reverse, pink into rat check, because, that's fun.
Yeah, the reverse pink into rat. The interesting thing is when you do the reverse pink into rat, it still makes you menu to give him the rat tail. Whereas in the way it's set up in the original or in previous iterations of Free Enterprise, if you went rat into pink tail, it wouldn't expect you to menu. It just says, oh, here's the pink tail. Now I'm going to give you the reward for that. just an interesting little tidbit. The reverse isn't quite true yet.
You're catching him a little bit off guard. He's like, well, I was actually supposed to have this adamant armor for you, but a little bit of shortage in that regard. Well, I guess just make do with whatever's, I've got this box over here. Just take your pick, right?
Looks like Dr. Cossack has said, hey, we're not going to turn that pigtail in quite yet. Even though we're in the neighborhood, we're going to say Mount Ordeals is the preferred check. And certainly we can get through this Mount Ordeals, I think, pretty easily now. We have a couple summons on Rydia. We have a Sid who appears to be doing all the work.
Well, I mean, we do have one ready that is Blark ready. I mean, also does have a heroine robe. Could actually be, you could actually give her the Artibo Samurai arrows, and that would work as well with that heroine robe. You got a lot of potential good things there. Cossack also picking up using the Leviathan orb. I think he already had Blarg, but then again, if Rydia has a Mr. MP toll there, I mean, if she only has about 100 there, 50 versus 60 is actually an important point here.
It is, and especially at these levels where you're kind of on the margins, you might not quite wave for wave. Do we want to go wave for wave here?
I mean, didn't somebody? Yeah, I think I was talking to somebody who was talking about Wave Race 64, but no, maybe not that there. But
underrated classic, underrated classic.
But the good news is we do have that self summon, and even though we're going to get a blaze counter for 25% of the HP of our party members, draining 1100 over 3 characters is kind of going to laugh in the face of that.
Oh, and her Grimoire, so that'll be another 25% off our health total.
Yeah, but I mean, the good news here is that Hobs 1 has absolutely terrible physical attack, so we're not even really worried about the punches, which means as long as you can keep a little bit healed, Ogopogo there's pretty free.
Yep, happy to see it there. TJ, meanwhile, finds the pigtail from doing the Fabul Defense, has not yet found that Earth Crystal, although I believe he has the Edward as well. Yeah, so certainly capable of going and grabbing that Earth Crystal.
Oh my, speaking of things you also don't want to summon against, here's Pale Dim. We don't have float yet, so Quake counter's very bad. We're not sylphing through that.
No. And at this point, I think we did loot a Bacchus wine somewhere, and you just throw it on Sid and say, Sid, have fun. We're not going to do anything else.
Oh no, there's, I mean, this might kill actually here, but this is
Risky
interesting here. This Sylph better kill, or else there's a Quake coming up here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
All right, what's the damage? That's a lot of damage.
Oh, but Sid has
but he gets
just
through.
enough to get through, yes. Whew.
Feels bad that your Rydia isn't going to get the experience off this for a second. Man, that's clutching it up, though. Yeah, Elvin, we see you, Elvin. It's okay, buddy.
At the very least, the Paladin changing room is going to give our party here a free full heal, so we don't really need to worry about the fact that it's only Sid and Dr. Cossack saying, that was a near miss, but I'm good, I'm fine, I don't need to save. Oh, we are going to get something new over on TJ as well, is the first to turn in that pink tail. Well, it's now
I'm not mad at it. I think I keep that. Oh, and there's a Dr. Cossack.
The routing paying off, yes.
Rewarded.
You gotta be able to get the rat tail special with that hourglass too here. But does know this is definitely all leading up to I cannot remember, only one of them did check and saw that Cecil in the Baron Inn here, so I'm not sure. Antlion taking a vacation from the moon and is in the changing room.
Meanwhile, TJ says, hey, let's go ahead and climb this. I think this is a doable Ordeals, with even though TJ does not have quite the equipment that Dr. Cossack has. certainly has the levels, and I think you can get through this. None of the equipment in the Treasury was so good that we leveraged, or we have to leverage it here.
Yeah, found that Bacchus wine, however. It was in a box on the way up Ordeals there, so yeah, it was just on the way here. Now, TJ actually has a few levels on that Eddie. I don't know if he put any equipment on that Eddie or not here. Excuse me.
It looks like iron arrows for the Sid at that point in time. So both Eddie and Sid are doing 300 to 400 in their attack. So certainly prioritized equipping the Edward, which I would not have done, we'll say.
I mean, with an Ogre Axe and Earth Hammer, yeah, it's kind of weird that he's using another bow. That might be an arty bow, I'm not sure. But, I know that they've had access to... both Earth Hammer and Ogre Axe. I mean, why not swing those around? Agar item shops coming in there with drinks, though. So Dr. Cossack probably going to make a note of that here, given that we have not seen a white mage yet.
And hey, everyone in chat making fun of the heroin robe cure 1 heals. When you're dealing with an enemy that deals percentage-based damage and a couple swings that, mostly had missed, all you got to do is percentage plus 1. And those 5 HP absolutely will make the difference.
Yep, Dr. Cossack definitely wants his paladin at this point. Can't say I blame him, even though we don't have a holy sword, although this team is definitely probably looking like... Actually, no, I don't think Dr. Cossack knew. I think TJ was the one that... because I saw boxes there. But speaking of bosses you want to find in certain positions, this Baigan, absolutely, 400 hit points between all of them. I'll take it.
Yeah, you would have to burn one of your J items or, a sweeper spell or something to make it super clean, because this spot can punch a little hard if it outspeeds you. But other than that, you can get through it with just minimal damage otherwise. This is a great spot for Baigan.
Oh, no. However, that could be a problem here, as we have seen... the values on Valvelus have been changed as of this most recent, and I haven't learned the new values either.
Leviathan hit though.
Okay, Leviathan's in. That's okay. So this is not a place where she got a whole bunch. But I will definitely say that what I know here is that in a lot of spots still, that Val is even more menacing.
Hey, I'm super happy that Val is still able to hit. Worried that... yeah, there goes Rydia. I'm worried that she still has the heroin robe on, maybe on Dr. Cossack's side.
I mean, Val possibly could have some magic defense rolls there too. Definitely done quite a bit of the 4,000. Eddie gets the stone there, so unfortunately Sid's going to be seeing the weak here next. Throwing up a Star Veil to block the weak. That's actually a heads-up play there. That's really good. Oh, and that just, high rolls the axe and just takes the spot down anyway.
Just, you're done. And we're rewarded with a Cecil, which is fantastic. And, hey, how would you like another sword robe? That's what, a third?
I mean, I guess Cecil can wear one?
He's not doing anything else, right?
I mean, we've seen 4 of our 8 characters. We don't know any of the other ones here. So honestly, hey, he came with a dancing dagger. That's good, right?
I mean, that's great for when we need something for our bard. Like, we need you to do something. Here you go.
Yeah, actually, I do like. Okay, so we do have the back row for that there. Actually, I kind of really like this here with this crystal armor, because that does open up. I mean, the whole thing with the Evelyn treasure chest is that a lot of them punch and punch and punch some more. That said, a back row crystal armor Cecil with cover on can keep his friendos very safe by just cover tanking all of that and allowing Leviathans or Bahamut's to go through as necessary.
That ability to cover enemies or cover your allies automatically. There's a protect ring, by the way, as well. That's from our rat tail. But that ability to cover, even when you don't have holy swords actively available in your seeds, Cecil is so good because you slap some crystal armor on him, put him in the back row, and at that point in time, there's a lot of bosses that are physical only from early parts in the game originally that it becomes trivial at that point. So he is just so good, even without his holy swords. And then you give him a holy sword, and it's like, okay, well, why not?
So I want to see if you agree with this here. As wait, he's not going to Evelyn. He's going into Cave Evelyn here. Might be looking for some items here, skipping chests there as well. Um, but the big thing here is Doc right now has that Earth Crystal, and the Tower of Zot is still at say. Oh wait, there's hourglasses that could change the. That could change some things here real quick as TJ does pick up that rat tail and is going to be. I mean, Protect Ring as a piece of armor is actually pretty darn good, but not anything our runners were actively looking for.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. And of course, we're buying a couple more hourglasses now. It'll be interesting. Where are you going, buddy?
Yeah,
Okay.
and unfortunately, TJ still just has no idea that Demas is hanging out on Mount Hobbs there and has no idea that the Earth Crystal is even there. Gonna be really interesting if one of our Go Mode items happens to be there. So, for the race's sake, I hope not. Oh wait, no, TJ's dropping off the hovercraft and is okay. Hasn't done Baron. That's right.
So John Burkett in chat is saying, we have T Semi Pro versus T Wildish. Um, yeah, in T Wildish, you want to open those chests in Evelyn. I've made the mistake in my races to avoid those, and when you have a guy, you gotta hunt a little bit for your holy swords there, just because it's so good. There's less incentive maybe with this particular flag set, but I don't know if there's enough of that to say don't do it at that point in time.
And also, yeah, I guess with that Eddie there, I am corrected though. So yeah, that Edward actually is in party. So yeah, Mount Hobbs has been cleared by TJ. Has not gone to pick up the item yet. But also the biggest thing here is why you want to pick up those chests, even if you are committing to the hook route right now. The biggest thing is that Cecil is still level 1. And speaking of things we want more of, how about Bahamut Orbs?
Cha-ching!
Actually, that might be Dr. Cossack's first there. Duplicate Rydia guarded by Leviathan on our hook route here.
I don't know what to think about the Leviathan there, though. I mean, it should be relatively straightforward, but we don't have, I mean, other than Sylph, we don't have a real healer.
No, I mean, we've got Kirschu's out of battle for Cecil here. Oh, there isn't either two there, because I think TJ wants one more shot of a Bahamut, which probably finishes Val there. Just need to keep Sid upright a little bit. The weak misses Rydia, that's great. I did not see how much damage the first Bahamut did, and the presence of a heroin robe might be a thing. Doc is headed back out of Cave Evelyn. I wonder if this was more of, well, I'm going to go in, see the character, If we pull like an Edge or a Rosa or some other great character, maybe I'll go forward there, but maybe not here.
Oh, and we have our Sid completely stoned right now.
This
The
might, yeah, this is a Grimoire fling. Oh, it doesn't get there, unfortunately. I agreed with the
yeah.
Grimoire fling there. But yeah, that is unfortunate there. And TJ's gonna go back in possibly for round 2 here.
Hey, Elvin, how come Sid didn't handle that? I just want to. I'm just curious for your professional insight as a Sid connoisseur. Oh, he was
Oh,
he
okay.
was stoned. Well, really, he needs to know when it's appropriate. Okay.
Yes. So Doc has got hourglasses in hand, is pulling back in to Evelyn here. And yeah, this is definitely the move, as any kind of holy sword does also find the news about that arty bow. But yeah, just so many possible hits here. And levels to get that Cecil and the Bahamut Rydia up to, as that is likely going to be our offense here.
All right. I didn't see if TJ had fixed his equipment situation because I think, yeah, that's about 1600. That tells me that we got probably both the heroin robe and a whip equipped,
I
both
believe
of
the Blitz
which,
Whip,
yeah.
yes. Now that was 1600. Sid shot an arrow for roughly about a 400 there. That's half the hit points of this spot gone already here. The question is, now that she's in spin, how much is this Bahamut going to do? Oh, then again,
Yeah.
it's
When
quite there. If Eddie can get a few more shots like that last one, could get through this here still.
Look, I'm just gonna say, when Sid is shooting a bow and arrow at Val for as much damage as your Bahamut was doing, something has gone terribly, terribly wrong.
Well, magic defense rolls too. I saw that Grimoire. I did not see what came out of it, only that it wiped everything on Doc's side there. Uh, and that's a Masamune. Edge confirmed, not in the seed or on the giant or somewhere where we're not going to find him.
Yeah, so Rob's Hat Place has a great question. If he takes off Rydia's whip in the middle of battle, does it improve Bahamut but not slow her down? Yes, because I know the stats get updated upon fight command. And I think upon entering any sort of command except for using an item, which is how the Avenger glitch ends up happening, because you're not actually entering any inputs, so the stats are respectably remaining the same when you switch that over. But I think by entering the Bahamut command, it does update the stats. Maybe. I don't know. I need someone who is better at math to explain it in chat. Pretty please.
Oh no, you're not gonna ask me to do math on. Okay.
No, I'm not going to
Oh,
ask
we've got
you.
plenty
I'm
of
going to ask
very knowledgeable.
chat to do it. Yeah.
We have plenty of knowledgeable people here. I saw that, I believe the first box it didn't really hit. I think it might have been another Bahamut orb, but
All right, but Dr. Cossack is now working his way through these mad ogres, taking advantage of the coffins that he picked up a little earlier, just to get through it very, very quickly.
oh yeah, with I mean, I know we have an ogre axe and all that, but yeah, coffin's great for ogres there. No mess. Leaving that Eddie face down there, Doc has definitely said that we're not really investing in the bard here. But TJ is going to, and I think this is going to be very interesting here, as TJ is going to see this Earth Crystal. And I would say at this point, why not run up Zod?
I think it's a worthwhile investment, personally. I think maybe as early as Dr. Cossack got it, you're a little hesitant because you don't necessarily want to have to reset out because you're worried about your levels. TJ's got some levels already, though.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. Cossack now has only a heroin robe, so unfortunately, the 30 some odd percent chance does not pay out in the Paladin's favor, and I believe he's kind of stuck with I believe it was a silver sword.
I saw an ice brand. I think we picked up an ice brand somewhere.
Oh, but okay, so yeah, TJ's going straight to Zot's. And Doc says, "Yeah, I wanna put off that I want to put off that Leviathan for as long as possible. Not the worst boss over there, but Rexel, none of us have gone into Zot yet, so Fire Puppy's still unknown. Although, you know what? I'd check it.
I would. So it's not vanilla monster boxes, right?
Correct.
So the way I handle Zot in this case is I check the first two because they're on the way. All the other monster boxes, though, are in that weird, like, pitchfork-shaped room where you have 3 doors and you're running all over, and it's a pain in the tuchus to get to all of them. I just dodge those. If they're in the first 2 chests, great. I'll take that roll. If not, eh.
I totally get you. I am just definitely at this point here where I am definitely saying that the next flame doggo you skip is totally holding a holy sword, and given the offense, yes, we do have Blarg. Yes, that is great, but on the other hand, an Excal or a crystal sword just speeds this up immensely. Although I guess we do have a root axe over on TJ's side. That is also a successful weapon that exists.
Yeah, meanwhile, Dr. Cossack has said, nope, I'm good, and is doing his best to just zoom through.
Yeah, TJ taking a sec here to go through all this equipment here. Has set Cecil up for a melee character in terms of... There only has that one samurai arrow left on Eddie there. And first boss of Zot 1 is about as free as you can get.
Very free. This is nice and easy for all of our runners. That does feel a little bit bad for Doc, I think, who certainly had the ability to check this quite a bit earlier, but opted against it just because of lower levels. This would have been great in terms of just getting all those levels very quickly.
Yeah, I actually like the ether purchases on TJ's side there. And we do have the offense on Rydia. However, Blarg and Leviathan are definitely up in the expensive there. A good ether 2 is going to give you 2 Leviathans, or if you're really kind of at the point where you could cast 2, maybe 2 Bahamut's there if the numbers roll right. That's a white mage, though. I like those. We take those.
I'll take it. Oh gosh, who do you roll in this party? Who do you ditch? Oh,
I mean,
Eddie.
we've got
Yeah,
a we've
Eddie.
got a party of 5 here, so we don't have to ditch anybody yet. However, I am ditching that Edward in a minute here because don't we already have a Masamune for that edge?
We should. Yeah, absolutely. This is a no-brainer at this point. And say, hey, the superior Edward, we'd like you to join our
Oh,
party.
we've even got a boomerang to back row him, and wait, that's Ninja Steel along with that's that
And
dude
he
is
comes
ready
with
to
a headband?
go.
Wow. Wow. Okay, here we go.
Hey, we found another DPS.
All of a sudden, we're not relying on just Bahamut.
Yeah, that edge is going to do things. Going to do evil things. Going to do Masa Ninja things. Already potentially has Strength Ring Zeus Scotland from the Treasury. Yeah, that's great. Pain Man, however, gonna get 3 Dark Waves in here. Everybody not named Rydia or Decorum will survive these at the moment, and we are going to potentially be able to res one, maybe two. Did Cossack get the... Yep, oh, got
Oh,
both up there,
wow.
so
That's
everybody
nice.
gets XP. Interestingly enough, TJ went in, grabbed the treasury, and faded Zot. Not gonna see the white mage nor the ninja here.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how this plays out.
I mean, could just be going here for a little bit more, excuse me, experience as well here. I mean, this is the fight you want with a good summon Rydia, as this is the one of the two she will knock out without any problem there with the Leviathan or Bahamut here. And who knows, I believe both of them did find the coffins there. The Mad Ogres is the one here, but we're also of really interest here. If TJ fades this, what is TJ fading? And it is half of go mode. It's not required.
That's super important. So the general rule of thumb in any sort of randomizer, I don't care if it's free enterprise, I don't care if it's linked to the past, I don't care what randomizer you run. If you make an intentional decision to fade a location, stick with that decision until there's nothing else to do. If TJ follows that traditional logic, it's over. Because at that point, it's just a race to the Legend Sword. Yeah,
we could hide the Legend Sword in a deep dark hole somewhere. I mean, it's just a plastic sword. Nobody wants it anyway, right?
It's true, and anything can happen in any sort of race. But that is devastating news when you fade a one-off location like that. Now, what could work in TJ's favor is if we get the Twin Harp at some point, and it's very traditional is if you get the Twin Harp and you have the Earth Crystal to kind of combine those two checks together while you're in the same neighborhood. So I think TJ, if he follows, again, traditional routing practices, if you're a fan of TJ, you're going to be hoping for that Twin Harp here very soon.
Yeah, there. And I kind of wondered there because the Masamune was in... what was an Evelyn Castle. This could be TJ also. Just going to nab, look for that Holy Sword for the Paladin. I know it's been screamed from a lot of people there that that Evelyn tends to hold Holy Swords, and they're not entirely wrong, just on this seed. But, could be doing that before a Zot play as well, even if we know Zot is fairly free here, given what's up there. Is getting more mileage out of this Rydia as well. But I guess the question is, we've found and we've done all of our overworld checks here. Doc is looking for the Mad Ogres here, but I mean, you're not really given a direction when you hit underground here, other than, hey, we're still looking for key items. If you're in Doc's position here, as you get underground, what do?
Well, I think here's the thing, and it varies person to person. I saw at least one siren picked up, which is fantastic. If you are comfortable with your levels and you think you have great equipment and you're comfortable with your setup, I think you start in the Fey March just because that's 3 checks right there, right? There is a 64 floor glitch, which, again, I'm going to be honest with everyone in chat. I'm not overly familiar with it. So if that happens, I'm going to rely on all of you guys at that point.
So the thing I've definitely seen from commentating one of these before is I think I definitely get why, because one of the 60 floor glitches done correctly, don't ask me how, I don't know either, will put you directly into the ribbon room. And I mean behind the boss in the ribbon room, where you can just cast exit and get back out to where you were. So yeah, you could just take a few minutes, pop right into the ribbon room, and pick up 2 unweighted, unweighted, very big there in terms of key item checks here. So that is absolutely a possibility as well. Dr. Cossack going for what we affectionately call Plan Q against the CPU, and yeah, one more smack aside from the Bahamut, and yeah, through the first part of that CPU, really great to find in there, just because Babel 1 there has a lot of physical attack, especially for that point there. He punched good if he found something to punch with, yes.
All right, so TJ exits out. Okay, just the same. Okay.
Yep. And somebody pointing out there, John saying, yeah, hell, we got a Thunderclaw on this edge as well there. So, yeah, he's only one level above where he would normally be. But, you know, again, effective damage is effective damage. Already doing about 1,500 point strikes with that. I don't think we have any Berserk yet that Porum HP does. Oh, nope, never mind. I stand corrected. That is totally Berserkable, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But Leviathan also having absolutely none of this is saying, no, I've seen enough of that Thunderclaw. Take a nap, Mr. Ninja.
I don't necessarily blame him. He knows where the bread's buttered in this party.
So we get a little bit of healing. We did have, I'm like, oh, he's got a Cure 3. I'm like, wait a minute, no, I saw somebody shopping there. They were in Troya along with some silk webs. Really good item shop there. But always good to have a few of the big healing potions on hand.
Meanwhile, we do see TJ now kind of following suit. Again, has not followed that Earth Crystal. So that Adamant Rock is going to be a significant difference. It's going to be a question for the remainder of this race. When is TJ going to route that back in?
Yeah, absolutely here. But again, given the lineup of bosses that we have here, it's really kind of safe to say that I don't believe TJ should have any problem in getting through this, despite not having the edge. So we'll have that. Again, leaning on Rydia for Sylph Summons for healing will do for that 25% big wave. Having a few other potions on hand for those direct Ice 2s are always good. And I believe Rydia might be wearing that Protect Ring as, yeah, those Ice 2s, while not the worst, still kind of hurt a little bit given these HP totals.
So here comes another big wave. Meanwhile, TJ, I completely missed that we had the CPU fight here, which honestly, kind of a good place for the CPU. We can blarg it and call it good here.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, that might be a. I don't know if that's Berserking Edward or. Actually, I'm definitely not sure. Up, we're going Cure 1 there. Yeah, Doc was in a little bit of trouble there. Is back on his feet there with what looked like a little bit of low HP totals, but has recovered here. I think I've seen like 2 or 3 Bahamuts come out. This Leviathan has got to not be long for this world here.
Now, certainly quite a bit of damage pumped into this. Lots of waves have come through, though. Real interesting. Should be almost through here, though.
Yeah, Roddy pointing out here that, and thanks for tracking there, that there was one flag we did neglect to say here, is that we do have the Tweak Edward heal on. So Edward can throw bigger potions than just Cure 1s for the healing masses here. So yeah, could actually help a little bit more against that big wave.
Meanwhile, TJ certainly looks to have the CPU under control. Maybe a little bit slower, not wanting to risk the blarg just in case he doesn't get the full kill. But taking it nice and slow, which if you're unsure of the numbers, better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what equipment. I think TJ took the heroin robe off in favor of a sorcerer robe eventually. So we should be seeing those behemoths coming in at much more full power here. Yeah, that's the one thing. If you are relying on your blargs, just remember to check your whips and your heroin robes at the door if you're going to let Rydia blarg things. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of wondering. Okay, never mind. That edge is, yeah, that edge berserked up is definitely Cossack's way to go there, as we did see edge finally coming in for about 2,500 to swing. Yeah, that's just got a little bit of bad luck with the targeting. But you know, here we go. Rydia picks up Virus. That's level 26. And I believe, no, Dwarf Glitch is not on, but again, you can 64 into the Darkness Crystal Room as well. So lots of options for Doc here as TJ is about to pull up to the Leviathan. And I looked away. I thought I saw a little bit of red there, but I didn't see what boss was up on Upper Babel. Was that a bomb?
Didn't quite see. I think we're gonna have to bomb a tower. Okay, Rexol does confirm. So thank you, chat, for covering for both of us. So the question becomes, where will Dr. Cossack end up going? He's in a bit of a straight line lead when you look at everything else that's in the overworld. Plus, certainly has the key item advantage with that adamant rock.
Ooh, that is one bad thing about Eddie being in charge of healing there, unfortunately, is that unfortunately that Ice 2 did 400 of Eddie's 300 hit points.
And we see Dr. Cossack has said, yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to go to the Fame Arch. This is the most dense location in terms of key item checks. And if there's something nice and easy located in one of these summon spots, that makes this very attractive.
Yeah.
Okay, summons spot on. Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm like, wait a minute. I gotta look over my. Oh, nope. Summons are. I mean, you know, if I see a KQE down there, I'm still looking for a. I'm still looking for a holy sword. I might take a flyer against that, but I mean, it'd have to be really free for me to consider at this point.
Appreciate chat for keeping me honest. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't think any of us are saying don't check it. Just know that it's not going to be a key item. And everything that I said about it being dense,
I mean, you know, it's still a freebie, and I believe the mantra was still in the end. Check your freebies. Now TJ did bounce off of out of Leviathan and is going to take another look here at equipment and yeah, maybe a Berserk Cecil with the charm arrows as the rich get richer with Swark robes, crystal rings, ninja swords. Yeah, that's good. That's a good bank of chests there.
I always like checking those chests. It's not a popular check, but I also get a little bit of a dopamine hit whenever I hear a treasure chest opening. So, you know, I'm an addict. What can I say?
I mean, loot goblins forever here. Rexol, yes, we have seen Mist. Mist was on Hobs. Rydia's mom was holding the Earth Crystal. I mean, I would say both. I mean, you know, in a couple places, you hear that, you know, the next chest you didn't open. I mean, impossible here unless it's a monster in a box here. Holds a crystal sword, right? Oh, hey, we did indeed, Mauer. money, but those are power shirts.
Kind of important. We have 3 melee characters. Would love to have those.
Yeah.
Still waiting for decent weapon from Cecil, though. I don't know. I still feel like until you get at least a lightsaber or defense sword, Cecil will probably be better served having that crystal armor on, sitting in the back row, covering Rydia.
It depends on what you're fighting there. Now again, if you've got some certain bosses which happen to just be weak against Rune X there. So the big thing is we got about 24,000 hit points here. That's gonna be roughly about 4.5 behemoths there. So I don't know what we have. Okay, so that's Ether 2s there. Speaking of defense swords, just saw one on sale. But the big thing is keeping this Rydia upright until all those behemoths fire off here.
Not quite enough to buy the defense sword. Ooh.
And unfortunately, that Ice 2 came in. The issue here is I see the life potion coming out, but right now the next action is going to be a big wave here, and I don't think anybody survives that 25% coming in here. Who knew?
No, that'll be a second bounce there for TJ. Those levels that we got going up Tower of Zot really making a difference here.
Yep. Speaking of, we found some. Oh wait, that's not vanilla. Those aren't dolls. Those are just dark imps.
Hey, Dark Imps. You're supposed to be like a scene later.
Yep. However, they aren't doing much of anything, as Doc's satchel full of hourglasses says, nope.
Yeah, this is one of those places that they can be a little bit punchy, but because you have a Leviathan casting Rydia, not a whole lot is going to scare you. Deals a lot of damage. It's spread out over there. And frankly, the first fight in Dwarf is always the more difficult fight. The second one, I say.
Meanwhile, however, we are going to actually see who our character is here. We have an Odin in the second spot, which we should have seen from Zot, but I totally wasn't paying attention or anything like that. But we also found a superior white mage.
Yeah, you haven't done any sort of grind yet, even though you're at 55 minutes. Yeah, I like that. And a little bit of a longer cast time with Wooey Woo Sylph, but that's fine. We get through it.
A little bit of safety there. Again, only 3,000 hit points there. A lot of ways to just kind of deal with that here. We do see the next wave coming out on TJ. I think this is like the third Bahamut to come in. Unfortunately, Sid does go down there. It's a little unfortunate there. Just need to keep and probably get a little bit better rolls than that. That's a little scary here, but again, does have a strategy and is taking it completely to this Bahamut here. So hopefully this last one is enough.
That's a speedy Leviathan getting those 2 back-to-back Ice 2 casts.
And we are asked here if G-Warp is on. G-Warp is not on. There's the Twin Harp. So there's the saving item for TJ there in Dwarf. And we've got Doc here going to... don't know if this is Doc going for 64 here is equipping the the Rosa. I can talk today. And is headed away from Dwarf Castle, so I don't see any glitches coming up just yet here.
Oh, so we are going to be climbing Keyless Tower.
Unfortunately, and I feel really bad for TJ here, as not the first, definitely not the last to be kind of stonewalled here by a semi-rude hook boss with a party that may not be the best, and has reset out. Might be thinking here, maybe I head to Zot and take a look at those two characters. We'll be happy to see that edge in Forum. Perhaps less in terms of, unfortunately, taking the time there. Okay, Hobs, Fabul. Is that the Fabul? I think DJ's done Fabul Defense.
I think he has to. Maybe.
Oh,
checking...
this is an arrow. Okay.
Oh, said, yeah, we need to buy some more arrows.
Yeah, I did notice Cecil punched at the end of that there, is picking up more arrows there. Bolstering offense, can't complain here. But the whole thing is, we're talking about the 64 floor glitch. The whole thing is that the 64 floor glitch will still never be required. The seed will still be logically completable without invoking that. So actually, as far as I could tell, it's either going to be the Twin Harp or this Zot play that does have that progression. Or not Zot, but yeah, Twin Harp or this top of tower.
Sheila is still on the table, right?
Oh, Sheila 1 is absolutely still on the table, yes.
That's kind of what I was expecting. Instead of top of tower, I love a Sheila check, especially when you set it up and then you can kind of save scum still in the underworld. Run up to the overworld, check it. If it's not there, reset out, and you can come right back into the underworld.
Yeah, I always liked it a whole lot better when I had like a tail or two outstanding, so I could go park the hovercraft in front of cave, in front of the tail cave there, just to see that. But again, I mean, our runners do have both of those. But yeah, it was always one of those where I liked mixing those in. But everybody says, well, it always feels bad to go to Sheila without the pan, but it feels even worse when you faded it the entire way and the real pan was in Sheila's hands the entire time.
Yeah, I mean that's the balance that you have to strike, really. And rando's gonna rando. I think we've all and the pass is on top of the tower, so yay.
Yeah, yay, but that does mean, at the very least, for those of you who do like music, we're down to a 50-50 on it.
So get your coin flips in chat. What are we looking at here? Is our answer going to be at the Twin Harp, or is it going to be at Sheila 1? Get your guesses in. All bets are going to be closed as soon as Dr. Cossack ends up choosing a direction, whichever way that might go.
All right, so TJ runs into the doggo here, so let us see what is on this, perhaps. Yeah, shouldn't take too much in the way of bringing that down here. And is this a Holy Sword? Well, you're going to be happy to have it, but not a Holy Sword.
I mean, that does mean double Masa is available for that edge once we get him. And I think TJ is going to say, oh, this is what was intended the entire time.
Yeah, that is... it's going to feel really bad at the hour mark to run up there and say, "Oh, I could have had this." Unfortunately, about 20 minutes ago, and I mean it is, and I cannot say it was a bad play because this party should have been fairly good to actually go up there and deal with the hook route there. Just ran into a little bit of excuse me, low resources in terms of that because I think I only saw like a few cure twos in that pocket in that inventory there. So might have just been a hold, just did not have enough healing to make it happen, unfortunately.
All right, and honestly, Dr. Cossack making the smart veteran play here, recognizing, look, if I'm going to be doing the Twin Harp or doing anything up in Troya, I'm going to get the original Enterprise. I'm not even going to risk parking the Falcon up there because you never know what could go wrong. And then you're just parked out of it. All of us have done that.
We all know that spot right outside of Troya is designated lunar whale parking.
Hey, I parked it there in my last race. Of course.
All right, drum roll, please. Sheila 1 hanging over.
Well,
that's important too.
That's important. There we go. So that's go mode. And by the way, we have the pass. So, how do you want to do this grind here, Night Dew?
Well, I mean, okay, so at this point, we're looking over our perspective Z strategies here. And I'm gonna hold it completely here until we see what this forge is. Because while we are forging the crystal, we are still going to get that super smith, and we see Elvin in there already. He wants a fiery hammer, and I mean, I can't blame him. That fiery hammer makes turn Sid into something absolutely unstoppable. However, Rexel, asking the real questions, have we found sirens?
I've seen sirens. Yes, I know I've seen sirens out there.
Yeah, we do have potential edge theft for taking an alert there. Coco, what are you doing with bar clothes there? You're not a bard, you're a smith.
And just because I want it, I'm going to call it right now. I want scrap.
Interesting. So more arty bows. I saw a few apples. Look like gold apples. AG, yes. Oh my.
Oh, it's called. All right. Congratulations, Elvin.
Sid is a real boy now. Okay, and Firebird Lover says Doc has 10 sirens. That might be enough here.
And that's 10 key items for Dr. Cossack when you count the crystal that he just got. So I think...
that's 13 sirens. We must have found sirens somewhere. So yeah, this is now academic. This is just go take your Sid, go take your Edge here, both who have a ton of heck, we even know where Bacchus are. So yeah, this is definitely just going to turn into a let's just get as much levels as we can here with this party. Riddy, you did great with Blarg, but unfortunately right now not really going to be necessary. Cecil, I guess we did find that defense sword in Dwarf potentially. Don't know if Doc was able to grab it.
No, it looks like he's currently wielding an ice brand from what I could tell. But is going to do enough I think he's going to be able to level up with it. Might make a stop off once we're done. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yep, Moon, as they say in many places here, completely haunted.
If you are Dr. Cossack and you don't know what's going on TJ's side, do you stop for that defense sword? Because right now your Cecil's not doing much at all. And frankly, your Sid and your Edge are swinging free.
It depends on how many drinks I have at this point, because Rose's whole thing here right now is going to be keeping the party alive via Cure Fours here. Um, that's really going to be the thing here between Fiery Hammer, Defense Sword, and I believe Masa Ninja. That this team should be well um, ready to just fire up the Berserk machines here and deal with Z in a fairly easy way, especially given that we're working on Sid agility still.
All right. Meanwhile, TJ is through that Zot fight. Will be rewarded with the adamant, and will say, "Wow, I'm glad I came back for that."
Uh huh. You feel it's the feel good bad there that this was available, but oh no, that's a little bit of dread coming in here. But again, with this dual Masa Edge, should have a much easier time of dealing with that Leviathan. The big thing here did take that Porum. She was not able to get any levels through that DKC fight. Might want to take a combat or two just to get her a little bit of white magic. Maybe that Berserk spell to kind of keep up here. Is that... Yeah, that hovercraft's parked in.
Yeah, that's blocked in. Yeah, you feel bad for TJ. You see kind of little things like that I think we've all done in a free enterprise race where you're like, mental mistake, mental mistake, mental mistake, and it adds up, and it feeds into the concept I like to call mom spaghetti. It's where you're kind of just super nervous because you're on a restream and you're in a race and there's all this attention on you, and you start making mistakes, and then they just compound on one another. You get the sense that that's kind of where TJ's is at, and we've all been there, right? So you feel bad for it.
Yeah, absolutely. There, more times than I can count. It's that kind, and you did say mom spaghetti, and it's kind of real there. Where one of the skills you learn when you play this game here is sometimes when it just comes down to it, you have to be able to talk yourself back down. You be like, okay, I did this, I messed up, I'm all over the place. Calm down, take a breath. You got this still.
As the great Ted Lasso once said, be a goldfish. Forget about it.
But anyway, Doc did pick up that defense sword, is heading into Agard. I believe this is for at least a 6-pack.
Yeah. Well, how about a 10-pack?
Yeah, sure, plenty.
Said I don't even need the sirens anymore.
Yeah, I did not see what levels he stopped at, although I did see the Sid above 3,000 so HP. Be interesting to see what Doc stopped the grind at. Looks about 45, 44. Definitely a little... I wonder if that is Doc feels a little bit behind here, actually. That's absolutely... Yeah, that's first Rosa Cure 4. It's doable. It isn't entirely safe, but... we do have a lot of melee power on this party, and I do believe we still have these silk webs viable in one of these Troya shops here to make this Z fight even easier.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and especially on your anchor, you're putting both the ninja hat and the crystal ring. This is going to be an interesting agility setup for this party right here. I don't know offhand what the relative agility is going to be for everyone, but speeding up your anchor like this, maybe you're trying to get to 28 agility.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm wondering if, and I do not, Elvin, help me out here. What's Sid's agility at level 44? I joke, but yeah, that's what I'm thinking there. Okay, yeah, bringing Sid to 29, that makes complete sense here as TJ is back to the CPU here. That's right, to take a reset back there. And that's one of the good things there. Yeah, always keep a backup save just in case you do have to go back there. However, we are pulling up to we're pulling up to our big bad here, Zeromus, and I believe we still have a thing these day and age, right?
Yeah, I think I can. Do you mind if I wind up a little bit here?
Go for it.
Sweet. Okay. So we see a Z flag here in the communities. That Z flag has a very important role in the community. It asks an important question because, as you see, we are free enterprise. We are the randomizer community for Final Fantasy IV. So we like to randomize things. We randomize the bosses. We randomize the heart music. We randomize just about everything in this. The one thing we can't randomize, unfortunately, is Zeromus into the boss pool because big bangs at Antlion are no fun for anyone. So what's the randomizer community to do when we love randomizers? We have more than 600 some odd sprites in the Zeromus when we use the crystal and show his true colors. The question we ask is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight? And it's Golbezomus. Okay. There's your playable Golbez, gang.
There's a playable, payable, something like that. Anyway, getting into the fight proper here. First counter nuke comes up. Couldn't have probably scripted it any better there. Did have a counter nuke onto the Rydia. I think that was a silk web that came out. I don't know. I was too busy staring at Golbez, I'm like, wait, what do we have going on here? Sid's already swinging up for 6,500 with that hammer.
Yep, certainly can survive at this point. We're swinging wild. This is going to be relatively free. We have Bacchus wines rolling. We're going to have a Cure 4 out here. After this Cure 4, it's just about set controller down here for Dr. Cossack.
Yeah, I would be a little bit surprised here if another Big Bang came out here. We do have TJ also pulling up to the Leviathan fight, and should hopefully get through this without any issue.
Yeah, I think that was the tip right there where we went into phase 2. So we might see a second shake before we see a big bang.
Yeah, we might there. The only issue here, specifically Hyrule could down both Rosa and Edge here. I don't know what equipment Rosa has here. And that is a Big Bang, so this is potentially as what we like to call wombo combo territory, where the Big Bang could come out, deal some very high damage, and then, okay, no, Rosa survives, the Cure 4 should come out, and we're not worried about the follow-up Meteor at that point.
No, that was close. I was going to mention the Wombo combo as well, just because that is a worry, especially in that range. And there's the Meteo that we worried about, so we got the Cure off just in time. And this is just about over as TJ is finishing up. Definitely has this Leviathan fight under much better control here.
Yep, a little bit of levels. I don't know if Rudy actually gained any more there, but yeah, still sticking with those Bahamut, just has the benefit of additional, but there's the crack, there's the boom, and the time of 1:16:07. Our winner here in this heat here is Dr. Cossack. GG's.
GG's. Dr. Cossack does get the first win of the week for his team, and I just want to double check. It's Dr. JB Kostrel, PhD. So great. I love the team names. There's been some great and creative team names here for everyone.
But we're gonna keep eyes here. Gonna see that is a spicy wave coming out here. That is unfortunately another reset for TJ. that is again, I have seen way too many of these where unfortunately it's just the where it's just sometimes that does trip people up in terms of a bad hook route boss.
Yeah, it happens from time to time, and again, no shade to TJ at all. We've all been there. It's something that takes a little bit of experience within the community. You got to know certain triggers, and there's a lot to learn in this community. Certainly, I've learned a lot in every step of the way for the randomizer. So, um, GG's to both of our runners getting through here. Just a tough spot for TJ to be in, but this is a good learning experience, and this is how you
Yep.
learn.
And hey, we're on week 2 of what, like 8 here? Yes, plenty of. Actually, I have no idea. I should look at that, shouldn't I? But there will always be more races. There will always be more seeds. As you said, there's absolutely more places to learn here. That said, between the two, we actually don't have any interviews here today. So I believe we do actually have another race tonight. I believe, though. Actually, let me pull that up here, and I believe that will be on this same channel, if memory serves. It will be a late one. It will be Flurry and Pankraz. I believe it is a Midnight Eastern race, if that is correct.
Yeah, that's a midnight. Well, technically 11:59, but yeah, it's a midnight race. Flurry Pankraz. It feels like this is a finals race back from a ZZ3 time frame or something. This is going to be a super hype race. If I could only stay up that late for it.
I know, right? I very much would love to do this. However, responsibility does call, and some of us do have to work, unfortunately. I believe they do too. But yeah, that's between that time zones, all that. Yes, we are. Yep. So yeah, with that, I believe we're just gonna kick that off here, and let's see.
Oh,
Here,
looks like
apologies.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually going to be raiding Lord Goober, who is doing another race. It's not an async or anything. I think this is an actual race, so make sure not to spoil this particular race. Other than that,
Well, hold on.
oh,
We
wait,
believe he may have just wrapped up that race himself there.
oh,
Moment while we are looking for a potential another raid target here. Actually, I think we're just gonna do a normal sign off here. Again, we have a very late night race. We hope if you are awake at that time that you come and see it, because it is two extremely good runners here. So um, yeah, that's and again, big shout outs to our restream team here, Firebird Lover, Rai Sniper on restream and tracking. Vitasia, it's been fun.
always a great time commentating with you, Night Dew, and working with, of course, the entire team back here. Yeah, stay tuned, of course. We're going to be signing off, but make sure to jump back in on midnight if you're still around for that amazing race. Otherwise, we're in the middle of tournament season. There's going to be all sorts. Make sure you follow here at Free Enterprise and also Free Enterprise 2 for all of the tournament races that we can possibly get at. Also, feel free to join us over on our Discord. If not only if you want to join us or if this looks fun, or if you want to get into helping us behind the scenes as well, would love to have folks as well. That'll do it. We're gonna wrap up, and we'll see everyone at the next race. Take care.
Good night, everybody.